Jerusalem. The names of the 3 Israelis killed in this week's avalanche in Nepal have been released for publication. They are 25-year-old IDF captain Tamar Ariel, who made history by becoming the first religious female navigator in the Air Force. The resident of Kibbutz Masuot Yitzchak was taking time out from active duty to travel. 23-year-old Agam Luria was a resident of Kibbutz Yifat who flew abroad after the completion of his military service. Other Israeli survivors of the October 14th avalanche told reporters that Luria asked rescuers to evacuate his fellow countrymen before they assisted him. 30-year-old Nadav Shoham of Mitzpeh, Hoshaya, was taking a break from his studies at the Technion to travel abroad. And meanwhile, concern is mounting over the fate of a 4th Israeli who remains missing in Nepal, identified as 36-year-old Michal Gili Charcheski of Givatayim, who was in the area at the time. Local authorities are reporting that 29 confirmed deaths, but that death toll is expected to rise because of the unaccounted whereabouts of dozens of climbers. And the search for the missing resumed near Nepal's popular Annapurna Trail at daybreak today. We get more from IBA's Aryeh O'Sullivan.
Rescuers have widened their searches for trekkers stranded along the towering peaks of the Himalayas, where it's hoped some of the missing are still in shelters and small lodges along the Annapurna Trail. The helicopters are bringing down rescued trekkers, but also many bodies. The death toll has reached 29, including trekkers from Canada, India, Poland, and Israel, as well as Nepali guides. At least 70 more hikers are still unaccounted for, but even this number could rise. A short while ago, the Army hospital in Kathmandu received a young Israeli man who was rescued from the site of the avalanche, and he had been buried in the snow up to his shoulders. Other Israeli trekkers with him were able to pull him out and bring him to a village, and from there he was evacuated by a helicopter. Outside the hospital, a few Israeli survivors spoke about their ordeal.
I was stuck in the snow till here, and then one Nepali guy that knows the way saw me, and he asked me to stay with him and just dragged me till the end.
Our plan was to spend the night at this tea shop and get out in the morning and see the weather. We was lucky and the weather was sunny, and
the storm was stopped.
Yeah, the storm was stopped.
We really don't know what happened because we're out of contact. As you know, there is no reception in many places in Nepal at the moment. So we don't know where is the other people. But we're sure that everything is okay.
There are now 8 dozen Israelis who are being treated at the hospital in Kathmandu, and none of them are in life-threatening condition. They're suffering from frostbite mainly. Israeli doctors in Nepal are helping treat the injured, but say there's a lack of some medicines. The Israelis are working on getting medicine through insurance companies. Magen David Adom has sent a delegation to Nepal to help the medical treatment. The reason why so many people have been affected by this storm is that this is the peak time of Nepal's trekking season, when the weather is usually at its best. Trekking is usually safer than mountaineering, but these are the world's highest mountains and are inherently dangerous. Aryeh O'Sullivan for IBA News.